Since starting the Order Man YouTube channel and the blog and the podcast, I've got a lot of questions about manhood. I've got a lot of questions about what it means to be a man. And I've got a lot of definitions from people who are chiming in, telling me what it means to be a man. I hear answers from the clothes we wear, to the cars we drive, to the girls that we date, all the way down to the virtues that we as men adhere to. And after talking with hundreds of men and spending a lot of time on what it means to be a successful man, what it means to be a man in today's society, I've narrowed it down to the 8 best answers. 8 skill sets that I think every man needs to develop if he wants to call himself a man in today's society. Those 8 skill sets, the beauty about them is that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be a master. I don't have them all figured out. You don't have them all figured out. There's no person out there that has all 8 of these figured out. But if you work on these things, if you work on these 8 skill sets and you're constantly trying to improve, which is what I think is a measure of man, somebody who's constantly trying to improve, then I believe you have the right to call yourself a man. So let's run through these 8 skill sets that I've identified. The very first skill set that I've identified is relationships. Now, these aren't in any particular order, but I do believe that relationships could be arguably the #1 skill set that you need to develop. Now, it could be a relationship with a higher power. It could be a relationship with your family. It could be a relationship with friends and colleagues, but there's no man out there who achieved any levels of success without some help along the way. Now, I do realize that there are some outliers who maybe accomplished certain things or have done big things when they've holed themselves up in a corner, but for the most of us, 99% of the guys out there, we're going to need some help. We're going to need some assistance. We're going to need a team to help us to accomplish the things that we want to do. And at that point, it's a matter of how you're able to develop relationships to help you succeed, but then also to help those people in your life succeed and accomplish what it is that they want to accomplish. Now, the next skill set is intellect. We have to be smart. We have to study. We have to continue to learn. But this skill set is particularly hard because it takes time, it takes energy, it takes humility, which I know as a man is not my strong point. But you've got to be humble enough to realize that you don't know it all. I don't know it all. But somebody out there does, and we can learn whatever it is we want to learn. And it's right in the palm of our hand, literally with our cell phones, to be able to access the information that we want to access. We cannot use ignorance as an excuse to be mediocre. But I think with guys, it happens all the time. We didn't know that was going to happen, or we didn't know. That is not an excuse. You should know, and if you want to call yourself a man, you've got to figure it out. Now, the next skill set is leadership. At some point in your life, you will be called, if you have not already, to a leadership position. Now, it could be leadership in your church, it could be leadership in your family, it could be leadership in the community, it could be at your job, it could be wherever, but at some point you are going to be called upon as a leader. And one of the primary functions of a man is to lead his family and lead his tribe. And so at that point, when you're called upon to be a leader, it's really going to come down to you in what you know how to lead people, how do you connect with people, and how you're able to lead them out of a situation into a place that they could not have imagined going on their own. The next skill set is manly skills. Now, when I say manly skills, what comes to mind? For me, it's being able to change the oil on a car. It's sharpening your knife. It's throwing a baseball, all of those things, but it's more than that. Being a man and having this skill set done, which is manly skills, is about resourcefulness. The prime example that I always use is MacGyver, how he could take a match and a shoestring and get himself out of any situation. At some point, you will be in a situation, again, if you have not already, where you will need to look around and utilize the resources that are available within your reach to help you get out of a sticky situation or to get you to where you want to be. And your measure of resourcefulness and your ability to be good with manly skills and figure things out on the fly is going to determine your level of success when it comes to that. For example, I do a lot of things around the house. 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, I would not have been able to figure them out. In fact, I've probably created more of a mess trying to figure it out than I did trying to fix it or just leave it alone. But I get better, and that's what it's all about. Developing manly skills, chopping wood, throwing a baseball, changing the oil on your car, doing a tune-up on the truck, whatever it may be, you need to learn to pick up the tools, to use those tools. Those are the things that are there to help us be men. Now, the very next skill set I want to talk about is one that hits close to home, and that is that of money. I'm a financial advisor by trade, and it's amazing to me to see how many people do not have their money situation under control. And to be successful, to be the man that you can be, you've got to have your money under control. You need to know how to pay off debt. You need to be out of debt. You need to be saving money. You need to be doing all of those things with your money and your career and your business and your finance and your house in order to be successful. We've been given this money, whatever level of wealth you're at right now, you are a steward over that. If you want more wealth in your life to accomplish the things you want to accomplish, you've got to be better with your money. And as soon as you find out how to be better with your money, more money will start coming into you. It's a natural principle. The next skill set is physical fitness. This one is tough. A year and a half, 2 years ago, I weighed 50 pounds more than what I weigh today, and I was miserable. I was out of shape, I was lazy, I was tired, I was whatever, I was a slob. And once I started working out, once I started eating better, everything changed around. Not just my physical appearance, but my relationships with my kids, my relationship with my wife, my love life, my business, you name it, everything improved when I started to become more physically fit. Now, one of the primary functions as a man is that of protection. And you will not be able to serve or to live up to that full measure of protection or being able to provide or protect for your family if you are not physically fit or at least working on getting more fit. And that comes down to eating better, eliminating the sugars, exercising, and doing all those things that you can and you already know what to do. Now it's just a matter of taking action and implementing those things. The next skill set is self-mastery. It's all about the mind. Whatever you think is what's going to happen. You cannot take anything out of life that you already haven't put into life. And what I mean by that is that if you're filling your mind with garbage, whether it's pornography or it doesn't matter what it is, if garbage is going into your mind, the only result is going to be garbage. But if you want success in your life, you've got to have the right things going into your head. You've got to have the right mindset moving forward so that you can succeed and you can do the things that you want to do. Now, the very last topic that I want to talk about, the skill set, is that of style and fashion. And I know a lot of guys, me included, maybe even just 6 months ago, would have rolled their eyes if I would have told you that style and fashion is all about being manly. Most people don't believe it is. But what real men realize is that they can use their appearance, they can use their style, they can use their fashion as a construction worker may use a hammer to build a house. If you can learn to use fashion and style as a tool to help you get what you want to, then you will be able to accomplish more. I'll give you a prime example. If you have a guy going in to do an interview and he's dressed extremely well and he looks professional, he looks sharp, he has so much more likelihood of getting that position that he wants. Now, on the other hand, we've all been out and we've all seen slobs and we've all seen guys wandering around in shorts and flip-flops and beat-up shorts and ragged shirts. And what do you think about that person? First impression, whether it's fair or not, it's legitimate. So we've got to use our style and fashion to our advantage and be able to do the things that we want to do. So let's recap real quick the 8 skill sets that I think are absolutely necessary for every man to be the man that he can become. Number 1 is relationships. Building relationships with people in your life that will help you get what you want to accomplish. Number 2, it's intellect. Being smart, not using ignorance as an excuse to live a mediocre life. Number 3 is leadership. When you're called upon to be a leader, how are you going to behave? Number 4, manly skills. Are you resourceful? Do you know your way around the shop or the tools that you have? Number 5, money. Can you use money as a tool to help you accomplish what you want to accomplish? Number 6, physical fitness. Becoming in better shape. Getting more fit. Number 7, self-mastery. Getting the right mindset on. And then number 8, style and fashion. Using clothes, using your appearance as another tool for you to succeed. So there you have it, guys. The 8 skill sets that I think every man needs to be working on. Again, you do not need to be a master, but you do need to be focused on those things. You do need to consistently be working on those things. So what I'd love for you to do today is, if I miss something, or if you agree, or if you disagree with what I've said here, please leave a comment in the section below. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what else is out there and what you think it takes to be a man in today's society.